I suppose, is that a game that Ireland threw away?
Well, we certainly had opportunities to win it. I suppose we'll look at a few moments within the game that we'll kick ourselves with.
In particular?
Well, obviously the red card and a couple of decisions that could have gone our way regarding yellow cards, etc. That'll be reviewed, and then on the back of that, you know, some errors that we invited them back into the game with.
Cheers.
Andy, how's it going? I was wondering, at the end of the game, I saw a lot of the lads were quick to console, you know, and rally around Billy Burns. Have you had a chance to talk to him at the end of the game? Like, you know, I heard Johnny kind of spoke well about him on BBC after the game, but have you had a chance to talk to him at all?
I haven't yet, but I will do. I've shook his hand, and I'm coming talking to you boys, but I will speak to him, obviously. Look, it's not the reason we lost the game. We've all missed touch before. I suppose he'll be gutted, obviously, because of the magnitude of the last minute of whether we've got a chance to win the game at the death there. But yeah, he'll learn from this.
The other one I was going to ask you about is Peter O'Mahony. Like, I saw he had his place on the bench there for the second half. Did he speak to the team at all? Was he around the dressing room at all at half time and speak to the lads, or do anything to help after he kind of was sent off?
Well, obviously he's gutted as well. You know, guys don't do this on purpose, you know, to get sent off and hamper the performance of the team. You know, they care about the team and the teammates deeply. You know, so obviously Pete's hurting at this moment in time, but he's done a lot of good things for us, hasn't he, in the past, and I'm sure he'll do the same for us in the future.
Just the last one from me, Andy. It's just about the amount of players there that, like, you can nearly list off all of them that played there today. Like you know, the word heroic is often thrown out too often, but a lot of great shift by a lot of the lads today, wasn't it? You must have been proud of that.
Yeah, I'm just gutted that we didn't back that up with a win, you know, because it was there to be had for various different reasons that I suppose we'll talk about after we've reviewed the game. We didn't get to celebrate what would have been a famous victory, you know, because some of the efforts collectively and individually were immense. You know, lads coming back, playing the first game for quite some time. That'll stand them in good stead for the rest of the competition.
Hi, Andy. Hi. It sounds like you don't have any argument with the Peter O'Mahony red card. Is that fair to say?
I've seen them given before, so I'll let people who get paid to assess that do that.
But your opinion on it?
As I said, I've seen them given before.
And then you mentioned a couple of yellow cards that you might have, or yellow card incidents that you're talking about that might be reviewed. Could you talk us through that?
Well, I don't know whether they'll be reviewed or not. I don't know whether they agree, but in the cold light of day, from what I saw, there was one or two. There's one or two there.
You referring to one involving Johnny Williams, maybe?
Well, you know, we get told that a head-on-head is a sanction, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what the mitigating factors were. I don't know what was said on the field, etc. But there's that. Obviously, there's a few more things that we'll need to go through and assess. And but having said that, you know, we were still in control of our own destiny. You know, we gave a couple of crucial penalties away that got them back into the game. On one exit scrum, we knocked the ball on, and that gave them the try, etc. You know, so a valiant effort, and I thought we played some really good stuff at times and asked a lot of questions, but at the same time, we was in with the fight right at the death to win the game. But I thought we, you know, if a few more things would have just been a little bit tighter and you know, that were in our control, we could have won the game.
Andy, how are you looking injury-wise? Obviously, James went off early on, Johnny went off a bit later. Like, how are those two lads in particular, and anyone else?
They seem fine within themselves, but like all these things, they'll get assessed appropriately, and we'll see how they are tomorrow.
Was it James HIA, or did he have a leg injury as well? It was hard to tell from TV.
Yeah, no, he came off with HIA in the end.
Thank
Were there any other injury concerns, Andy?
It was a casualty ward at one stage, you know, people going down with cramp, etc. People having all sorts of different knocks, and that's why it was such an effort from all the individuals that are involved. You know, there were knocks all over the place, and the bench was emptied pretty early, and people had to dig in deep. But I don't think too much more, Jerry, to be concerned about for next week.
We'll take last couple there for Andy.
Sorry, Mary.
With the French coming to town, what needs to happen with this group over the next couple of days to get going again for that?
Well, you know, I was saying to the lads that they'll feel sorry for themselves for a couple of hours, and they'll bring the best version of themselves into work tomorrow, because there's a lot of us in the group that's been involved in enough Six Nations to know that Six Nations is not won on the first day. From here on in, we've got to be more clinical, and give the performances of our lives to be in the battle to win the competition. It's as simple as that. We've got a very good French side coming over next week, and yeah, I suppose coming over to the Aviva, we'll back ourselves against anyone there.